Hello, 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 Virginia's virtual viewers. We have our funding coach back, Miss Katrina Fitten. And I know you saw part one, but if you didn't, scroll down and get part one. The host was taking notes, and now we have her back by popular demand for part two. So I am grateful to have her. And she is not just a funding analysis coach that can help you in that area. She also helps you structure your business. And she has a 20-step blueprint that will assist you in this manner. But before we go over all of that in this 30-minute power pack session, I want her to tell her story because this just didn't happen. It took a whole lot of work, a whole lot of preparation, as everything that when you execute in success, it takes preparation. So I want her to give her backdrop story and then offer her services so she can assist you if this is the crossroad that you are at and you need assistance in this specific area. So welcome, welcome, welcome back, Miss Katrina Fitten, the money coach. We're so grateful to have you here on Wings of Wisdom.
Yes, thank you so much for having the opportunity to come back. I just think about, when we are living our life and our journey, and we often wonder when we're going through our trials or our tribulations, right? And we're understanding that now that it was for a reason, right? We understand that we went through our trial in order to help somebody else triumph, right? And all of a sudden, we go through that situation and it becomes a story, right? That other people can reflect upon and be able to get to a destination quicker than what it took you because you've already learned the lesson. And so you're able to help somebody else. And so, it just reminds me about, my husband, bless his soul. He is always making sure we are keeping the money in the house, right? And so I can remember one time I was driving into the driveway and I noticed, I'm like, what is going on with the hedges? And I said, babe, so what happened with the hedges? Why are they, some up, some down? They needed to be hedged. And I knew that I had already convinced her to have somebody to do our yard. But he said, well, so what had happened was actually that's extra. So what we paid the yard man is just to manicure the yard. But if you want to get your edges done, that's gonna be extra. And I'm like, and he was like, no, I'm gonna do the hedges. I'm like, you gonna do the hedges? Why are you gonna do the hedges? So he was like, okay. I said, babe, get the hedges done. So he goes into the garage and he digs and he finds the hedger. He got to put parts together. He got to go on YouTube and try to find out, okay, how to make sure that it's in on right. And he goes out into the front yard and I'm looking out the window. He don't know it, right? I'm looking out the window and I'm like, what is he doing? So he starts hedging the hedges and I just walk away, right? All of a sudden, lady, about 5 or 10 minutes later, he runs in the house and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? He was like, he's bleeding, Virginia. He's bleeding. I'm like, oh my God, why are you bleeding? He was like, oh, what happened is one of the parts fell off and it nicked my hand. And I'm thinking, do we need to go to the hospital? He said, no, I'm just going to put pressure on it. Well, thank God, Virginia, he didn't have to go to the hospital. But you know what? I learned something from that lesson. And that was this: if he had just let the person who is skilled to do hedges, to do the hedges, it would what? It would have saved him hardship and trials and tribulation. It would have saved him time because he wouldn't have had to go on YouTube to try to figure out how to put the header together. And it would have really saved him the headache and procrastination of really getting it done because he didn't want to do it in the first place. But he just wanted to save money. And so, what I tell everybody about when I tell that story is that you have to learn the lesson, and that is this: if you want to go faster, you need to hire a master.
Wow.
You need to hire the expert. While you over on YouTube University and on the IG 60 seconds trying to learn how to put together your business, and you just taking snippets of people are telling you to do things, but they haven't told you the full instruction on how to do it because they only have 60 seconds. And so, if you really want to get somewhere faster, if you want to save money on your taxes, get you a tax strategist. If you want to learn how to save enough money for retirement, get you a financial planner. Okay. If you want to get funding for your business without denials, okay, and get enough to be able to hire your team and take your business to the next trajectory, you need to hire you a funding expert. And so that's what that's all about, is that if you really want to really get to the destination that you're trying to get to in your business, hire a master. And that's what New Day for You Financial, in partnership with My Money EDU, that's what we do.
Wow, that is so powerful.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
because we try and do it ourselves and we find out that we are moving at a snail's pace.
There you go. There you go.
And if you want to go faster, hire the master. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that Wings of Wisdom is built on biblical principles. And
Yes.
and St. John 16:33 say that we will go through these trials. We will go
Hmm.
through our tribulations,
Hmm.
but the master has overcome and
Yes.
conquered all the trials and tribulations that we have to go
Yes.
through. So we just go to the master
I
and
love it.
say, Lord, help me with these trials and tribulations that I am going through. The master will help us overcome also.
Yes, he is the master of our souls, right?
Yes, yes. So, yes. So you said you have this new, I don't know if it's actually new, you may have it all along. I know you have the
Yes.
webinars, but the business structure, because I know you have the funding and the analysis,
Yes.
but the
Yes.
step structure to help someone who's new, or maybe even they've been in it, but they was doing some things wrong.
Exactly. Yes, Virginia. I'm telling you, as you know, I started my business several years ago and I just had to figure it out, right? I was one of the one on IG getting little snippets. I was going into the Google University and I was trying to find out how to do it. But sometimes they don't tell you how to do it in a way that will structure you to be approved for funding, right? And so what I decided to do, and I knew all the steps. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to put this into a blueprint. And my students has been using this for years. However, I decided I'm going to make this free because I'm like, it's too many people who are misstepping when it comes to structuring their business properly to get funding. And so I told my ops manager, Miranda, I said, Miranda, I tell you what we're going to do, we're going to make this free because it's too many people. Because we know it takes each one need to teach one, and we need to teach people how to do it right the first time. Because I had to backpedal and correct and put some things in place. And so that's what I decided to do. I have a 20-step business structure blueprint that I will be sharing with you. The link will be in the show notes of a free blueprint for you to take you step by step. It is a PDF form that is fillable. You can actually check and answer the questions, put your answers in there. It has hyperlinks in there where it takes you to be able to find different things. I'm telling you, it is power packed. It is normally around $250. But you know what? I just said, God, I just feel it on my heart. I want people to get funding for their business so they no longer struggle, whether they're just starting or whether they are already started, so that they can do a check to see if they've missing something. And so that's what we have done. And I feel so good about it. So many people are taking that checklist and taking advantage of it, and they're getting approved for funding. So I'm excited about it.
Wow, that's amazing. I have a friend that told me she went through your program and she said, and I got approved. So it does work. It does
Yes,
work. So for Virginia,
yes,
for viewers, if you need this, if you need structure, if you need funding, you need to lean in, listen, and learn. You need to take some notes. And this is all complimentary. A lot of times
yeah,
we're strapped financially. I know in the beginning, that's why you created a new day for you financially,
yes,
because of
exactly.
all the trials you went through. So
Hmm.
sometimes you don't want money to always be that obstacle point.
Exactly. And so what I found out, Virginia, is that really some of the top entrepreneurs, they have these challenges when they go into business, because really nobody really takes us by our hand and let us know how to do it. And oftentimes when we are starting out with our business or a new product or whatever it is we're doing, oftentimes we don't know. And so oftentimes it's what people say, it's who you know. Oftentimes it's not always what you know, it's just who you know, because they can tell you how to do it. And so that's what we're trying to do. And I just want to share. Can I share maybe like two or three of them that's on the checklist?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So, one of the things that I have discovered, and it's really simple, what people really don't realize is that when they are going to the bank or they're going online and they're trying to obtain business credit card or they're trying to obtain some type of loan or anything of that nature, and hopefully we're getting that in our business name, right? But one thing that we are missing is something really, really simple, Virginia, and that is we are not having our business name right. We're just naming our business, but we don't understand that there is something called a restricted industry, meaning that it can minimize you of how much or either get you denied just because of the name of your business. Okay,
Mhm.
just the cost of the name. And so some example may be like, the name of my business is New Day for You Financial. Well, because it has finances in it, it becomes a restricted industry. And so what in order for me to get funding, I have to use my other company, which is my holding company, which is New Day for You Enterprise. Because you
Mhm.
see how it is enterprise. So you want to have either, if you don't have the name of your company, if it has financial in it, or either it has real estate in it, or properties, or trucking, housing, if you have those type of buzzwords, and in these business blueprint, it tells you all of the restricted industry. So if you have those name in it, it's sometimes instead of you getting $150,000, you may not get but 50,000, because they know that that's a high risk industry, because the real estate industry is volatile. Sometimes the financing industry is volatile, and so they will always have a certain rating. And also, another thing, the second thing you want to be careful is, what is your SIC code number? So, as you know, when you go into with the state, your Secretary of State, and you are starting your LLC, it's going to ask you what is your SIC code, and it's a I'm going to say a grocery list of all of the codes that you can use. But one thing we often tell people is that you want to choose something that's vague, once again, like consulting, educational services. things like that. Because again, they're going to look at your name of your company, and they're going to look at your SIC code. And if it has a high risk SIC code, then you can sometimes get denied, or you would minimize the amount that you approve for. So those are some of the tips. I tell you what, I'll give you one more as a bonus. There's another one, number 3, putting on the application your business email address. Oftentimes, we do not have a proper business email address, and we're putting on the application Virginia Rutherford at Gmail. We're putting on the application DD Enterprise at Yahoo. No, 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 no. You need to have a proper email like Katrina at newdayforyoufinancial.com, like contact at newdayforyoufinancial.com, info at newdayforyoufinancial.com. You see what I'm saying? Because when they look at it, it's like, this is a bona fide business. They have a business email, not at Gmail, at Yahoo, or anything of the at AT&T.net, at iCloud, so you want to make sure you have a bona fide business address, email address. Well, since I just said address, let's just go there. Here's another bonus for you. Make sure you have a business address, you guys. So if they put the address in Google, is it going to be a home? Right? They're gonna like, well, is this a business or is this a home? Even though you may even have a home business, you want to have a virtual address, and not just any virtual address, but you want to have an address that is an actual building, a brick and mortar building. So it's plenty of them. I think it's Pure Space. It's plenty of them online that you can go and you can hire. You can actually pay a monthly service where you can actually go in. They have conference rooms. They have an answering service. So you want to be able for them to call your phone number. That's another one. You want to have a business phone number. So if they call your business phone number, someone answers, New Day for You Financial, how may I help you? Or you have an answering service that's going to say, you have reached New Day for You Financial. We're not able to come to the phone at this moment. We're busy with our customers. So would you so kindly leave a message at the tone so that we can return the call? You see what I'm saying? So they double check and they verify those things. And so those are things oftentimes when you're wondering, my credit score is this, or why did I get denied? Well, sometimes it's as simple as those 4 or 5 things that are preventing you from getting the funding that you need.
Wow, that's why I have the experts come on Wings of Wisdom so they can get the tips and they can get instruction on how to do this thing right, because you've paved the way. You've
Yes,
learned by your mistakes.
yes,
And you're paid for
exactly.
speed. You don't have to
Yes,
stumble out here anymore. The experts know. So if you are at a
exactly.
crossroad and you need an expert, you need to lean in and you need to listen to the experts so that they can assist you on your journey. You don't have to do this thing alone. You need a team that knows.
Hmm.
So if you
Exactly.
Yes, if you need tips and strategies and structures and blueprints and funding, I have a money coach and we can help you on your journey. So, Miss Katrina, I don't want to hold the virtual viewers, but you put a power pack 20 minute, you just put it out there. So I'm
Yes,
grateful for
indeed.
these individuals who are just starting. Do you and you gave us a lot of tips, but is there
Mhm.
one thing that you wish you would have known, like, if I would have just knew this ahead of time?
Yes, yes. I think one of the things, I can give you two or three of them. One of the things is this: oftentimes people are misunderstood that you are uh, approved for funding or business credit, lines of credit, all types of. See, we have over um, 16 pathways that we offer our clients of how to get funding for their business. So it's not just the traditional loans or the business credit or lines of credit. But what we learned is that oftentimes we find out that people think that they do not apply because of their credit score. They're thinking, oh my God, I've had some credit challenges and my credit, is at this number. And that's why I'm not going to try to go for funding. But what people don't realize is that the credit score is not the only thing that is looked at for funding. That's the only, like a little bit, a tidbit about what they look at. They only don't look at your business credit score, or your credit score rather, but they also look at your credit profile, the whole entire profile. And with our fundability analysis, what we do, we look at your whole entire profile. We're looking at your credit score. We're looking at your utilization percentage, how much of the credit you're using. And we recommend that you have less than 10% utilization on your credit cards. I know that the norm is 30%, most people say, but when you want to get funding, you want to have around 7 to 10% of your credit utilization used. And then the other thing that you have to be mindful about is obviously, you don't want to have any derogatories. You want to not minimize the amount of inquiries that you have. And the sweet spot is around four or less. And we help people to optimize their credit. So if you have any credit challenges, they can still apply for a fundability analysis because guess what? We help people to be able to optimize and get their credit to where that they are fundable. We also, people don't understand, but there's another one is a good tip, and that is the debt to income ratio. How much monthly payments are you paying out each month in comparison to your gross income or your net income that is coming in? But we look at the gross income, and if you look at your household income that's coming in comparison to the amount that you're paying out monthly, you want that sweet spot for your DTI, your debt to income, to be less than 35%. And so that's just a few things that we look at to ensure. And so this is what we do. If you have credit challenges, we're able to help you to optimize that. If you're trying to get capital for your business, we help you to optimize where you can get capital, as well as we help you to get the funding that you need. And we make sure if you're not ready, we help you get ready. And if you're ready now, we help people to get that funding in less than 10 days.
Wow. You talking about getting people up, ready, running in a short period of time if they just know exactly what to do.
Yeah, we are really, in just the last few months of the year, we gave out over a $500,000 of funding, Virginia. And these were people were just like you that may be listening today, where they wanted to start their business and they thought they had to go into their 401k, or they had to use their personal funding, or they had to use their personal funds, where in actuality it's something called OPM, and that's using other people's money, leveraging your other people's money to be able to get the funding that you need. So if you're out there and you say, you know what, my cash flow is short from month to month for my business, and I oftentimes seem like I'm struggling from month to month, or perhaps if you say, you know what, that was my thing, I needed a team. I was, trying to do my business, and it was like I was strung out because you know what? You just don't have enough time to be able to work on the back end of your business. So it enabled me to be able to hire a team. And now I have an operations team, a marketing team, and I have people who back me up so that I can free up more time to be able to be the visionary that I am for my business. So I'm telling you, this has changed my life, Virginia. And so I'm shouting it from the mountaintop. I am trying, it is our vision at New Day for You Financial to have 1,000 women to become first generation millionaires. This is our goal. And by doing that, by using funding for their business.
Wow, I'm coming on board soon. I'm halfway there. I've tapped in
Yes,
webinars and I've met your partner, and I'm
yes, yes,
trying
yes,
to dot these I's and cross these T's. And I also want Virginia's virtual viewers to do the same. So, ladies
yes,
and gentlemen, if
yes.
you
You're going to be partnering with us too. So
I'm going to
I'm
be
excited
partnering
about that.
soon. I'm jumping on board. I'm going to the experts. I can't just tell
Yes,
the people to go to the experts and I don't do it. So I want to
exactly.
thank you for part one, part two, and girl, you just lining on up. Everybody else do all these part threes and part fours. So you
Yes.
coming back to Wings
Hey,
of Wisdom. I know,
hey,
I know, I know.
anytime, Virginia. We can do it anytime. Feel so blessed to have an opportunity to be able to spread the wings of wisdom around to entrepreneurs. What's that scripture that you use for your podcast?
Oh, my scripture for my podcast. I got so many, girl. A particular one. I love the Isaiah 40:31 because I have the eagle. For
Yes,
those that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with the wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So we can't be
because of the
faint out here.
wisdom. Yes, all of that. You should not faint because why? You have experts that you're bringing to the nations. We should not walk because why? You bringing experts to the nation. We don't have to be weary no more, Virginia, because why? Wings of Wisdom is bringing the experts to the nation, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Yes, yes, yes. I so appreciate you, and I so appreciate the connections and the light
Yes,
mindset and these masterminds. Like you say, sometimes you got to pay to
yes,
be in the room. So I'm
yes,
grateful for the mastermind with Andy Henriquez and brought us
yes.
together.
Let's
He's just
shout out the Storytelling Academy. Yes,
Yes, yes, that live event was so amazing for me, and he helped me to birth this. I was on that Peloton bike just warming up, and he said, execute. So here it is, and I am so happy to be surrounded by the experts and so many amazing people in the program. And you, especially, my dear, has really helped me tremendously to open my eyes wider with the
Ye-
opportunity that I know that I can move forward and make this happen for myself.
yes,
And
I'm
for
so
Virginia.
happy. Exactly. Awesome. Well, get the show notes, the link, click the link in the bio to get that free 20-step business structure blueprint so that we can start our journey.
Okay, my dear, and I am so grateful for you, and you have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. And Virginia's virtual viewers, you reach out. You reach out to me at Virginia at wealthyu.com or Miss Katrina Fitten at Money Coach Katrina Fitten. So I have all our information scrolling across there. Contact at newdayforyoufinancial.com. Get all these tips so you too can soar on your own wings of wisdom. Have a
Yes.
wonderful day, my dear.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.